Hello, viewers. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024. I'm here to share my thoughts and opinions on the US presidential elections 2024. We have only 10 more days before the election day. And as things stand right now, I just feel that Republicans are very, very confident about winning this election, while Democrats are really scared about this election. That is where we are at this point of time. I will go into detail about why I say that, but before that, I just wanted to talk about the poll that has come out, the final national poll from CNN that basically says it's a tied race nationally, 47% each between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And it has not moved much. Last month, it was 48 Kamala Harris and 47 Donald Trump. So if you look at it, from a national poll perspective, this race has been very steady, more or less a tied race with a plus or minus 3-4 points margin of error. So nothing much has changed after so much of advertisements, so much of campaigning, and so much of money being spent. Nothing much has changed. For a while, everybody thought that Kamala Harris is actually going to win by a good margin, but then as I mentioned last month or even 6-7 weeks ago, I said the race will get some kind of a normalized structure on any presidential elections, and this is a very polarized country at this point. There is no way any one party is going to win by 6-7 points. So, given that, the status of the national poll and some of the other polls that has come out in the battleground states, why do the Republicans think that they are in a much better position and they are very confident? And why do the Democrats think that that they are not in a better position as of now? So the first reason is more or less based on the body language. You have seen now Trump has become more confident on the campaign trail. He's not worried about speaking out. In fact, today he just said that America has become some kind of a garbage can for the country, for the world, or something like that. And he has also had some bad words to say about those his former chief of staff and other leaders who worked with him before while he was the president of the United States. So he is getting more confident, and he feels like he is getting his base voters in, and he is going all out for getting more of his base voters to come and vote. And that strategy is very clear, and they are being very increasingly confident. On the other hand, you could look at Kamala Harris, and the Democrats thought that they're going to win quite easily. And that has changed in the last 3-4 weeks. And they have a fight on their hands, and they are going to every battleground states, and they are running as though they are running 4-5 points behind. And this might be a good strategy, but nevertheless, I think Democrats are scared about this election. Then the second reason I think why this is happening is if you look at the early voting, um, I have looked at this data, and I've been looking at it on a daily basis. I would like to do further analysis after the weekend data comes out. But it looks as though that in Arizona, Donald Trump is doing very, very well. In Nevada, they are doing very well. So that is one of the reasons why Democrats are freaking out. So in Nevada and Arizona, Republicans are doing very well. And then in Georgia, the first 4-5 days of the early voting, Republicans did very well. Democrats are slowly catching up, but I don't think that also is a sign, is a cause of concern for the Democrats. Then you look at North Carolina, Democrats started off very strongly in North Carolina. I'm just talking about the early voting and based on the party affiliation. I don't know how they have voted, but based on the party affiliation, in North Carolina, Democrats started off very strongly, but now Republicans have come back strongly as well. And it is some kind of a neck-to-neck fight in terms of how many percentage of Democrats have voted so far and how many have voted for how many Republican voters have voted based on party affiliation. It's more or less like more or less like 33-33, something like that, 33-34 or 33-33 or 33-34 or 33-35 in favor of Republicans. So there also the Republicans have come closer to the Democrats in terms of the number of votes polled in that state in terms of early voting. So then you look at Pennsylvania. This is one state where the Democrats are doing well as of yesterday as well. Still, it looks like that the initial momentum they had, I was under the impression that Democrats might have by election day close to around 600 to 600,000 votes advantage over the Republicans in terms of party affiliated voters. But it looks as though that they might not hit that 600 mark. They will be very happy if they hit the 500 mark, is what I'm thinking. As of today, they are like at around 379 or 380. As of yesterday's numbers, they were like around 370 to 380,000 plus voters in the state of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania is one state where I think Democrats still are very much in the game, very much in a good position to win that state. Structurally, they have a good ground game there in Pennsylvania. They are quite strong structurally, but also MAGA movement is also very strong structurally as well. But let's wait and watch. So Pennsylvania is probably neutral, I would say, at this point. Then you look at Michigan, not enough data to really figure out how the votes are trending or how many party affiliated Democrats are coming in and party affiliated Republicans are coming in at this juncture. And so we should wait and watch. Maybe another 4 or 5 days, we'll get a more clearer picture. Then Wisconsin, I've mentioned several times, this is going to be a flip of a coin kind of a state. 2016, the margin was 20,000 or so. 2020, the margin was 20,000 or so. This time, it's not going to be any different. The best case scenario for either parties is the margin to be in the 50,000 range. I don't think it will be more than that for either one of those parties. So I touched all these states, and if you look at this, and if you look at some of the poll aggregators, some of them have Donald Trump winning pretty much all these battleground states, not by a big margin. On an average, they're just looking at less than 1% margin across all these 7 battleground states. So that's how tight this election is. It is still a margin of error kind of a race, but there are lots of polls that have come out in the recent days that shows that Trump is doing well in the last 7-10 days. Initially, Democrats thought that that's not the clearer picture. That's not the picture that they see on the ground. But I think they have noticed this now. Granted, most of these polls are party-affiliated polls. There are some pollsters who are affiliated with the party and they are flooding the airways with their polls. But nevertheless, still it's a very close race. Either one of them can win. But Democrats are very scared because they thought that they had this election and they thought that Kamala Harris is going to win the national popular vote by 5% or so, and the battleground states, at least 4 or 5 of them, relatively easily. That's not the case. All the 7 battleground states are very heavily contested as of now. Trump has an advantage in Nevada and Arizona. Harris has a slight advantage in Pennsylvania, but the rest of the states are still very, very, very close. By the way, Kamala Harris is going to Houston today. She is going to talk about the reproductive rights issue. And I think based on what I had gathered from some of the people on the ground as well as from the strategists, it looks like she's going to close strong on the reproductive rights issue because of the fact that really paid them very rich dividends in the 2020 midterm election. And Trump, for his part, is going to close very strongly to go after his base voters. He's not going to look at independents. It's very clear from his body language and from his language that he's using on the campaign trail in the last couple of days. They are going for the base. They feel that there are some 5 to 6% of their base that did not vote in 2020, and they are going for that base. So that is their strategy. And Kamala Harris's strategy is focused on how she can close very strongly on the issues that affect women, on the issues that affect the middle class. And that's how she's going to close. She's trying to say that she's above party. She would like to work with Republicans and independents. So she's trying to close that way, whereas Trump is trying to close by going after his base voters, and he feels that he can win the election by doing that. So that's the state of the race right now. It's very interesting. It's going to go down to the wire, I believe. Maybe we will get some kind of an indication, maybe next weekend, the weekend before the Tuesday. So we still have another 8-9 days of very tough campaigning this weekend, and then up until next Sunday, and see exactly if there is a significant movement for one side or the other. So that's what I'm going to look at. I'm also going to look at all the early voting numbers from these 7 battleground states, and then I will keep you posted. That's it for me today. I'll get back to you with a different program tomorrow. Till then, take care.